Hello and welcome to Go on Shaw TV. My name is Leanne Evans and today we are at the Canalta Center and we are going to learn how to drive a Zamboni and what it takes to make this beautiful ice. We have that and lots more coming up on Go. Well, welcome back to Go on Shaw TV, and today we are at the Canalta Center learning all about Zambonis. And today I am joined by Brett Jenkins. He is the Director of Operations. Thank you so much for joining us today.
All my pleasure.
Okay, so we are standing on the ice with the Zamboni behind us. What is it like to be a Zamboni driver?
It's pretty awesome. I'm living the Canadian dream.
Okay, now a big thing for you is to dress in a suit. You told us that we had to come to this interview dressed in a suit today. What is behind the suit wearing Zamboni driver?
Well, it was supposed to only be for the home opener, but it just morphed into so much more. We had such positive feedback after the first game that my director of marketing said, you cannot stop wearing the suit on the Zamboni. So I just kept it going.
All right, now it's all the way down to the lucky cufflinks as well.
It is, yes. I have these little hockey player cufflinks that I wear that are lucky.
I love it. Okay, so what is it like driving around the arena with all of these fans looking at you, driving the Zamboni?
It can get a little nerve-wracking, especially when you have people that are staring at you the entire time. I try not to look up into the crowd too much because I don't want to make a miss on the ice, so it's nerve-wracking.
Okay, so here at the Canalta Center, a big thing is when it opened, the ice is so amazing, and you came in and you were able to make this ice. What is behind this awesome ice?
Well, we're pretty lucky to have a really, really good refrigeration plant here. The tonnage is quite high, so I can make ice in plus 30, I can make it in minus 30. It's perfect.
So if we were to come here in summer, we would still be skating on the ice that it is right now?
Absolutely.
All right, so you've been able to make ice in other arenas. What is it like compared to other arenas to the Canalta Center?
Ooh. Most hockey arenas are basically the same, but this one's just all brand new. You can still smell the new paint. So the ice plant makes making ice a lot easier. It freezes pretty well immediately, and it just makes for a really nice sheet of ice.
All right, well, later on in the show, we're going to learn a little bit more about the Zamboni, and I'm actually going to jump on it and see what it's like to drive the thing. So I'm going to keep you around for that. We're going to have lots more coming up on the show. Well, welcome back to Go on Shaw TV. Today we're talking all about Zambonis, and Brett Jenkins from the Canalta Center is joining me today. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so earlier we kind of talked about what it's like to be a Zamboni driver, but really we need to know what the Zamboni does.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's the first thing you need to do before you get on the ice?
Okay, so a lot of people don't realize that you're not just adding water out there, you're actually shaving the ice off as well. So you have to fill up the machine before you go on the ice. So if you just come this way. This big tank here, you fill up every flood, and it's filled with 140-degree Fahrenheit water, so it's hot to melt all the skate marks. There's also another tank, which is called the wash water, which you fill up every game usually. What else? Then you got to do your Zamboni checks. So you got to check, make sure you grease it, check your tires, make sure you don't have a flat tire, clean it, which I need to do yet today, and then you're good to go.
Okay, so tell me about the water that you use on the rink. It's actually like drinkable water.
It is. So it's reverse osmosis water. So it's similar to what you could get at a Culligan or any one of the bottling depots.
So basically, I mean, before it goes on the ice, you can drink it, but when it comes off, you don't really want to drink it.
No, you do not. There's a lot of gross stuff in there.
So why do you use such clean water?
It actually makes a harder ice surface as well as a clear ice. So all the ice logos that are out there, the lines, you can see them nicer.
Okay, now when you get onto the ice, how long does it take you to actually do a whole round? Like how long is it?
It depends on the user group as well as how much time I have. So a Tigers game, I usually try to keep around the 10-minute mark. If there's a long promotion, I go about 8 minutes.
All right, so you were saying off camera that it's kind of better to go for longer on the ice rather than a short, quick Zamboni trip.
Correct. So you can add a little bit more water. You can be more precise if you have more time. The issue with going too fast is you shave off more because you're actually picking up speed and shaving off more. The slower the better.
All right, now if we look at this big thing at the top, that's where all the snow goes, basically.
Correct. So, like I said earlier, that you're not just adding water, you're actually shaving off a lot of snow each flood. So this whole tank, I will fill up every flood I do for a Tigers game.
Now, what do you do with it after?
I dump it in our snow melt.
So if we were to go to a different arena, sometimes that's when you see those big piles of snow outside?
Correct. This is a brand new building, so we're lucky enough to have an indoor snow pit.
All right, when you're shaving the ice on the rink, you were saying that there is some parts that are a little bit different levels.
Yes, so there's more high traffic areas and there's lower traffic areas. So the goal crease tends to get a little thinner because there's more traffic going to the net, plus the Zamboni goes through it 6 times. Whereas a corner, there's not a lot of stopping and starting, and the Zamboni only goes through it once. So you usually have a little bit thicker ice in the corners, unless I do good maintenance. Yes.
So there is a lot of science behind this whole ice making and the Zamboni driving and making sure that the ice is perfect for, our Tigers and anybody who's using it.
Absolutely. We tend to spend about 10 hours a week doing ice maintenance, including ice edging, shaving, adding up or building ice, all those different things.
Now, an interesting thing is when we had the monster trucks, for example, come into the Canalta Center, they piled on a bunch of dirt on top of the ice. And, well, there was other things in between there. Tell me about that.
So we had the ice decking, which is 3/4 inch fiberglass ice decking. Then we had poly, and then we had plywood, and then we had 18 inches of dirt.
And it still came out looking like this.
It's still beautiful ice.
All right, well, thank you so much for telling me about the Zamboni. And I think when you're out there for games and anything, that our fans should just cheer loud for you, hey?
I agree. I want big posters next game.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We have lots more coming up on Go. Well, that wraps up our show for today. Thank you so much to Brett for showing me how to drive the Zamboni. It has been on my bucket list forever, and it is so much fun. Now, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to drive this thing with the stands full here in the Canalta Center. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like more information on anything we have been covering, we are on Facebook at Shaw TV Medicine Hat, also on Twitter at Shaw TV The Hat. Now, I have to flood the rest of this rink. We'll see you next time right here on Shaw. I'm going to have 2 hands around the ring first. I'm totally going to hit you, so you might want to move.